Man, you come straight out of a coma. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Saturday Morning Cartoon Frenzy. As I said, the way that this goes is all of the guests here are going to give their lineup of what their Saturday morning cartoon lineup would look like from 6 a.m. in 30-minute increments. So from 6 a.m. to all the way to 11 a.m. And plus, we've added a bonus to this episode. They are going to tell us their 11 a.m. afternoon movie. If you were in the 90s, if you were with millennials, the best generation out, you already knew TBS, UPN, WB, TNT would always play some random ass movie that would get your attention to make you either go outside a little bit later or if you was on punishment, the good times rolling like myself. So I know we see the order here, but I'm going to change it up. I'm going to allow Grace to go first because Grace may have to clock out early. She has a child and she has to go pick up her child. So you're going to be the first one to go.
He keeps me, young.
Yeah, that's why you can see the trick shapes. And we can't.
He definitely influenced this lineup here because with me as a mom, I need to enjoy the cartoon you're watching too, or we're not gonna watch it.
Period.
Okay, so then Grace, you and your
Sheriff Kelly hit though. I'm just saying. Yeah, check it out.
What?
Sheriff Kelly on Disney. Check it out.
Sheriff Kelly. Okay.
Yeah, my daughter had me on it. Yeah.
Okay, Sheriff Kelly. All right.
All right. So you and your son are sitting down. Saturday morning, crack of the sun is coming up. It's 6 a.m. What's the first cartoon that's being played?
It's got to be a classic because I've probably seen the episode or something, and I'm not waking up at 6 a.m. But Looney Tunes is gonna be my 6 a.m. Yeah. Looney Tunes is a classic. I could just throw it on, and I could just pick up where it is, and I would like my son and kids to still remember an OG of just pure comedy. I think I remember seeing my son laugh at I don't know why we laugh at people getting hurt, but or at animals
seriously injured.
Yeah, seriously injured. Why is this big ass rock smashing this coyote here? But it's funny. It's funny. It's classic black slapstick. It's good.
Super genius.
Yeah, he comes back with like a neck brace on and
and
crutches with like a cast.
And we are dying at his pain. Like we are rolling over.
Okay, that's a solid start to 6 o'clock. Getting it going, and then they always had 2 or 3 cartoons in 30 minutes. And so you had about 3 stories to get you right. All right, I see where you're going. Good. So now we're moving into 6:30.
6:30. What I put in 6:30? I put here. You're not gonna put it up. I have it up here. I was very strategic with this. I put Rugrats. Rugrats was gonna be my next thing that popped up. Again, another classic. We just easing into the day. You still wiping the boogers out your eyes, and you're gonna watch. Rugrats. It's an easy watch. It's a classic. It was one of my favorite cartoons as a kid. Although watching it as an adult, I'm like, it's not as entertaining as I liked it when I was a kid. But it was cute, to see the world from a 3-year-old. Was he 3? He was younger than 3.
No,
he was like baby.
Them Pickles was little. He was in a diaper.
Tommy was 1 because remember,
Tommy was
his first birthday.
Tommy was 1.
And they had the flying thing for him, and he was trying to get the dog food to try dog food for the first time.
Phil and Lil, my favorites were Phil and Lil and Susie. Susie kept it real, and Susie was like, no, Angelica.
Susie was that girl.
Chucky was
that girl.
I did see recently was as I get older, I realize why Angelica's mom had to be so such a
100%. Yep.
She was on her
I'm
shit.
not raising my daughter like this. I'm raising her like this, so she ain't got to deal with this. I appreciate that as an adult now.
Just handling business.
That's like how they used to butcher words as kids, man. That would always make me laugh. they were just destroy the English language like I'm doing right now. Like they would destroy it. It was so funny.
I got responsibilities now.
Yeah, they would say responsibility.
Responsibility.
That's when Deal came up.
Don't be a scared Chucky.
Don't be so scared. Yo, that was one of the first times too. Like for me, I can't say it in history, but that was the first time like they really promoted, like had a whole marketing campaign introducing a new character into the TV show.
Oh,
Dill was a whole market rollout.
Yep.
Like I remember the person's like, "Yo, Dill is coming home," and I'm like, when I got older, I was like, "Yo, I've never seen that on a cartoon where he premiered a kid."
Rugrats was their big hitter in Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
Lasky Shikopo. That production company was.
Yep.
They were
good old Reptar, man.
Reptar and the orange VHS tapes, like
Oh my Lord,
boy, Nickelodeon was on it.
Nickelodeon was on it.
Yeah, like we gonna make them orange. Like what?
Dang, now you just thought about that. R.I.P. to Harriet the Spy, because she was actually the first.
Yeah,
she had the first orange tape. That was their first Nickelodeon.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
R.I.P. Let's not say Harriet the Spy. Her name was Megan, or not Megan. What's her name?
Well, you don't be on here too much, but you know, Honey and Deonne do. I say names so bad it'll get us canceled, especially when
okay.
So I make sure to not offend, and I didn't know her last name, so I just didn't want to get nobody canceled. So I just call her Harriet the Spy.
I can't.
Yeah. Trust me, it's safer for all of us.
It's safer for all of us.
If I take a shot at it, it's a wrap. But all right, that's a solid first hour. That's a good solid hour to get the blood going.
Grab the cereal.
Yeah, get the breakfast cereal grabbed and sit down. So now we moving into 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is like this is where you come in and people are just like, oh, I'm either about to watch the cartoons or I'm about to get ready for my outside adventure. So this is the one that was supposed to be your bait. It bring you in a little bit.
See, now when you say it like that, I was more of just gradually like the evolution, right? So my next show is Hey Arnold.
That works though. That works.
I like Hey Arnold. Okay, so it see how it's like the gradual, like like evolution, like from animals into babies, and then we got Hey Arnold. I liked Hey Arnold. Stoop kid, afraid to leave the stoop. I mean, I don't know if that generation even know what that is. Like that's definitely like a 90s kid saying that anyone born in the 80s or 90s knew what that meant. Hey Arnold has a place in my heart. And actually, I tried to introduce Hey Arnold to my son, and he didn't like it. I was actually pretty sad.
Maybe a little older.
Yeah, he liked for some reason like Cat Dog though, and I was like, really? You like Cat Dog?
Hey man,
because that's just complete stupidity though.
Yeah,
that's what happens.
Hey Arnold's a little more mature.
Yeah.
And we knew kids like that. That's why it's more relatable. Like we grew up. You can relate to a Gerald. You can relate to a Phoebe.
Gerald was so cool.
Yeah, like all of us.
We could relate to even Helga because we know we were obsessed with some man or some kid, low key obsessed, but also like, shut up, you're dumb.
Let me find out you have a shrine that somebody made out of bubble gum.
Okay,
I know, right? That was kind of creepy.
That was a little too much.
That was.
Okay, so Hey Arnold kicking off your 7, that definitely gets you enticed. Because again, they used to play two episodes in that 30-minute block. So that's a good healthy dose. So now we move into 7:30.
So 7:30 is a newer cartoon that I actually really enjoy, and I've watched the whole season with my kid. It's Craig of the Creek.
Oh,
very good show. Black kid. Cartoon Network. I actually have a lot of Cartoon Network favorites in my top 10, and Craig of the Creek is a very good one. I highly recommend y'all watch Craig of the Creek. It's all about this kid's imagination. He got this whole backyard that's really like this kingdom of kids and different cliques and just like going on adventures, imagination. I'm all about adventures.
I love that.
But yeah.
Okay.
Craig of the Creek. I'm locked in at 7:30. Craig the Creek.
Okay, so you got us locked in from on your 7 hour. Now 8 is the we getting ready for the prime time. Because we know 9 a.m. is prime time right there. That's when everybody up. And that's when everybody getting ready. But 8 a.m. is where, we start to get the engines revved a little bit more now.
You should have told me.
You're doing it though. It's going. I'm just describing it out loud, but yours are matching with what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, then my next slot is Danny Phantom.
Come on now.
Wow.
Danny Phantom get the party started.
He was just 14. Something in that strange machine. Like
designed to build a world unseen.
Danny
Hold on. I like the choreography. Like she's in it. She's watching it right now.
And I actually was really surprised because my son really did like it too. And shout out to Paramount because they got all the old school cartoons on there.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Why did they stop?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know why they stopped this whole season." I was really ready to, see him like do his thing and evolve his powers, but he didn't get a chance. It's cool, but that was a good one.
Yes, Danny Phantom is a solid 8 o'clock start.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so 8:30. What you got for us?
8:30. Same creators of Danny Phantom. Fairly Odd Parents. I like Fairly Odd Parents. So see now 8:30. This is where I like. Okay, I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, but like I still like Fairly Odd Parents and all their hijinks and Cosmo and Wanda. So I like that creator, the same animator for both Danny Phantom and Fairly Odd Parents. I love that.
But Timmy had to be the dumbest kid to give godparents. Man, I wish he would have gave him somebody else.
Right. He was wishing for the dumbest.
Yeah.
The dumbest.
Let me get the biggest peanut butter sandwich. Timmy, sit your ass down.
I want to be old.
You're not even gonna eat those shit.
Oh man, yeah. Timmy definitely did not take advantage of his godparents.
I did realize though, making wishes. I was like, I got to be specific.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And I feel like when it comes to specifications, we're traumatized by genies.
Yeah.
Right.
That's where that comes from. Why are we applying critical thinking to making wishes?
Sam.
But as a kid, it's like, no, I want the biggest peanut butter jelly sandwich.
But not only that, but there were some hits. Okay, My Shiny Teeth and Me was a hit.
Yeah.
Chip Skylar.
Yes.
What Chip Skylar?
Chip Skylar, yeah.
Yeah.
Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC.
Yep.
Oh right.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Perfection.
Vicky, you.
I was a huge NSYNC fan as a child. So when those episodes aired before, like the credits like showed you who it was, I was like, I know that voice. Wait a minute.
Great memories. Great memories. So now we're moving into the prime time.
Okay.
9 to 10. This one made a break the Saturday morning lineup.
This one's probably my favorite cartoon of all time. Adventure Time.
Wow.
Adventure Time. And obviously I was grown when I watched it, but I think I've seen that season all the way through at least 3 times with my kid. Probably too many times, especially during COVID. I was like, okay, let's rewatch this. Adventure Time. A little bit for the older kids. Definitely got some like subliminal messages, but funny. I think the writing on that Cartoon Network got it down for like more mature audiences. But if y'all haven't seen Adventure Time, that is probably the best storyline. Again, I love adventures, like I said earlier. So anything about imagination and adventures, I'm here for it. Great show. That's a good 9 p.m. lineup right there. That's a good one. So your 9:30 one. Okay, 9:30. Okay, this was random, but I was like, I like this show. And I don't think that the federal regulations would allow this on like a kid's channel this morning. But My Hero Academia, I put on. A little too pervy and some adult content, but I do love My Hero Academia. So if I was in charge of this, I'm putting.
That might not make the Saturday morning lineup.
Yeah.
Especially that purple ball.
9:30 p.m.
Yeah, you can't put it.
Oh yeah, that purple ball kid really just be ruining shit. I'm like, come on, you gotta, such a pervy. Matter of fact, I feel like animes is the reason why my son knows what a perv is. I'm like, oh, God, why are we? So I mean, because Naruto too. I'm like, it was actually between Naruto and My Hero Academia, but we're invested right now in My Hero Academia. So that's my 9:30.
You picked a solid choice. Yeah. All right. So now 10 a.m. This is your final hour. This is where it's like, hey, we closing out. We go out with a bang.
Okay. These are my heavy hitters. This is probably Adventure Time is like in my top 3. This one is also in my top 3. It is Gravity Falls. Okay, see, I'm sorry. I know y'all are about to do all these like classics and all
that's a good one too.
But Gravity Falls is a really good show too. And it has so many like big names like J.K. Simmons, the chick from SNL. But they're just good voiceover actors, great storyline, again, adventure, weird creatures, all the above. Hilarious. I could put that on right now. But yeah, that's what we're watching with the kids. So it's a little mix of like some classics and some new ones, but we put Gravity Falls in there.
All right, and then your final 10:30 cartoon.
My final Oh, now we said top 3. So this is gonna be my number 1. Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's gonna be my number 1 cartoon.
Nice.
That's a good closeout.
You gotta close it out with Avatar.
Solid.
All right. Okay. So just for the people that's listening to the audio, Grace's 6 o'clock hour. She has Looney Tunes and Rugrats. 7 o'clock, we got Hey Arnold, Craig of the Creek. The 8 o'clock hour, we got Danny Phantom and the Fairly Odd Parents. And then moving into that prime 9 a.m. hour, we got Adventure Time and My Hero Academia.
So random.
And then closing out the cartoon lineup is Gravity Falls and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
I would like to say, if I was in charge of this and kids were really watching this, I would be raising up a generation of adventurous kids.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Adventurous kids that are ready to fight.
Be quick with it, with jokes. Yep.
Also, two kids that think they're going to war.
Yeah.
And be like, I have to fight for the country, Mom. Like,
yeah, the last 2, but actually, yeah,
I got my responsibilities, Mom.
I gotta save the world with adventures and imagination.
Right.
You like Chalk Zone?
I love Chalk Zone.
Rudy's got the chalk.
Chalk Zone was fire. That's an underrated cartoon.
I
Chalk Zone was fire.
I was actually really sad when they stopped making that show. I love Chalk Zone
because there's so much they could have done with that show.
Theme song.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show?
Chalk Zone.
Chalk Zone. It was on Nickelodeon.
It was a kid that got a magic chalk that took you to a dope land that was nothing but chalk.
He had a sidekick that was like
he could draw anything with it, and he had like this dope ass like sidekick that looked like a superhero. And I was like, "Yo, Chalk Zone was my shit."
I did like Chalk Zone. Damn, that was a good one.
But let's go around real quick. Sly, thoughts on this lineup?
I love the variety. Like you didn't stick to just like one channel or like one genre. Like some titles had like similarities, but they weren't like very copy paste of each other. I'd watch it. I'd watch this lineup.
Deonne, your thoughts on this lineup?
Yeah, it's a good start and a strong finish because Looney Tunes there, I mean, that's going to have me laughing at 6 o'clock. Like, I'm going to be, like, laughing through that entire thing. Rugrats, come on, man. Hey, Arnold. Like, it's a strong lineup. And then I finish it off with action at the end, which is what I enjoy the most. 2 words, right, Doc? Act and Sean.
Yeah. Right? Get them ready for the day to go outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We
can go out and get into some adventure. Yes.
But no, really good. It's a strong beginning, strong end.
Thanks.
Yes, indeed. Honey, your thoughts on this lineup?
I like this lineup. This personally, I mean, I wouldn't even just watch this if I was a kid. I would watch this now with a good wake and bake. Like seriously, like
Please.
serious wake and bake. Like I love this list. I'm down. I like and like Sly also said, I do agree with the variety and how it's like it's still similar but different stories and different kinds of stories, but still using that imaginative kind of element to it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Doc, your thoughts on this lineup?
Yeah, so I rock with it, even though I hadn't seen some of these.
Mm.
Danny Phantom, I don't know. I really couldn't get into it. Probably because Dexter was my boy.
Ah.
And the Adventure Time, my daughter was trying to watch it. I was like, nah, turn that shit off. It
Yeah.
looked goofy. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. I did. I turned that shit off. It looked goofy. You feel me?
It was a little too. It was a too like adult like.
Yeah. And I was like, nah, we not watching that. And the last three, I fuck with it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Gravity
Doc,
Falls. You seen Gravity Falls?
No, my daughter watches it. So I see it in
You
passing.
gotta watch
And
it.
Right.
I'm looking at it like,
And then you got to approve it so she can watch it too.
let me break it down for you. So when I look at a cartoon and it start off with like the real puffy cheeks and the funny looking head stuff, I'm like, nah, I checks out. I'm like, go and watch it, girl.
No, I get what you said, Doc, and I'm kind of the same way because certain animations and how they drawn is what'll make it or break it for me. But because Grace was telling me to watch it, I checked it. Bro, right?
You got good.
Yeah, Gravity Falls fire.
I don't like
daughter.
My daughter, she don't laugh out loud a lot, but sometimes she be like, I be like, what you watching? What's going on up there? You know what I'm saying? What you doing?
That was my parents with me.
Now you gotta check
She's
that
in
out.
the room by herself.
All right, so I might have to check it out.
Yeah, Gravity Falls.
But Avatar, for sure. Yeah.
I appreciate all of y'all so much for sitting here this long. I really do.
No problem.
See, I told you I came prepared this time, Will. I was ready.
You did. Yes, you did. Everybody. Grace literally went and picked up her child, and we were still here. Trust me, I'll be back for the next person to come. She really was.
Yeah.
I think she only missed Docs. That was about it.
Sorry, Doc.
It's all good.
But before we get out of here, though, I always want to thank my audience and then make sure that they know where to go follow and support each and every single one of you. So we're gonna start like the way we did with the introductions. We're gonna start with Doc, and then we're gonna go, and then we're gonna end with Grace. Doc, you're up.
All right. Once again, I am Doc. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Blue Sky. Doc's pop up. I be cooking. I'll let you boy.
I like you, honey.
The Sweetest Soups Wrestling with Honey on all the social spaces, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the Wrestling with Honey podcast on YouTube. You can also find me with the Kayfabe podcast with Deonne and Will. It's always a fun time there. Looking forward to the next episode coming up real soon, as well as, of course, Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays on Women's Wrestling Talk. And check me out on Fridays. Tomorrow we have our Honey Night SmackDown watch along.
Sly.
Hi. Slycooper 711, aka Slyco the Psycho. Like I said earlier, variety Twitch streamer. My handles are the same on Twitch, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Thank you, Doc. Yeah, forget one. Deleted my Twitter. Slycooper 711 handle, same for all of them. So hope to see you guys on my stream.
Yeah, Deonne over at All Star Fandom Show, along with Doc, we team up to do some reviews, celebrate fandoms, because there's a lot of toxicity out there. It's just fun to like, hey, we're getting these things in our day and age of like, I can't be mad if I get a Batman movie,
Yeah.
At this age, we're still getting good content. We're doing some reviews now. Doc is doing the Daredevil review along with our partner Jen every week right after the episode. So every Tuesday night at 10. Hop on 10 Eastern on that one. Over on Instagram on, like I said, All Star Fandom Show, TikTok All Star Fandom Show, and on YouTube. Come over, subscribe, have some fun. We'll celebrate some fandoms. So yeah, thanks for having me, Will.
Sure.
And I'm Grace Aubry. And you can just find me on Instagram, okay? God's Grace Aubry. But I did start a website. Shout out to Will to help me with this, but I am starting a blog. The website's called For Goodness Grace. My Single Mom's Guide to Surviving LA blog is going to be on there. Lots of good tips and whatnot. And buy my bumper stickers, because I created bumper stickers, because I be in these streets like, I wish people knew that you should be using your damn blinker, or you're too close. And anyway, they're funny. I've had some punny bumper stickers. But anyway, that's me, Grace. Okay.
Yep. You can find me on all socials at Yam Yam Bigelow, because we like wings around here.
Can I get to the yams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What Charlie was singing that boy with all his heart, boy.
And stop while we at it. Yes. And then you can also follow me on YouTube and my Twitch. We'll be getting back on Twitch with the video games, but also make sure that you support the Kayfabe podcast as well. Those are on my personal Will Pharaoh YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to these videos, and then subscribe to the Straight Out of a Comic Book YouTube channel, and as well as follow me on my regular socials, Will Pharaoh, Pharaoh. Make sure that you like on there, follow, support, comment, share the content, because believe me, they make sure that they do not push our stuff, and they try to push the BS. So please make sure you see any of our faces, like it, comment it on it, share it, put it on your stories, do all of the things. Make this become constant content, right? So thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all let us know what would your Saturday morning frenzy lineup be, and tune into the next one. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.